Are you addicted to hurt, pain, control, manipulation, whatever bad things that people consistently do to you and you allow them to consistently be in your life? Are you addicted to having low vibrational people in your life? They consistently cause you hurt. They they don't care about you. They don't care about your feelings, and they just hurt you. And it's so frustrating every single time that you put yourself in that situation around that person. It truly, truly hurts because you don't know why you keep putting yourself back there. I, I saw I saw a video today on TikTok. Oh Lord, me on TikTok. I saw a video today on TikTok, and this lady, the police was coming, and she was annoyed at herself for she had a. I think the husband had a restraining order against her, but the thing is, he's the person that called her and kind of like manipulated her to come back around him, and now he's drunk, and now he's, behaving in his same old manner, and you can see that she's taking accountability of, I shouldn't be here. I should have not allowed him to talk me into coming here. And I'm here, and I'm so mad at myself for just making this stupid, stupid, stupid decision to do this. You know how many times I've been in that situation? How many times I went through hurt and pain and stress and frustration from people, and I just keep allowing them in my space. And when I'm telling you this, one person comes to mind. When I was growing up, oh my God, I used to be so mad. I remember I used to like I would pull my hair, I would slap myself, I would just go into this deep depression afterwards, like telling myself, you're so stupid. Why do you keep doing these things? And I just thought it was just because I was just stupid, because that's what I grew up hearing. You're stupid, you're stupid, you're stupid. You never amount to nothing. And I believed it. And I started to behave stupid. It was a stupid thing that I did and that I used to do, and consistently letting people that even in my adult years do things to me, hurt me, and I'm still calling them, I'm still checking up on them, and they'll still come back and do the same shit over and over again. And if you can relate to any of this video is for you. By the end of this video, you would know what you need to do and what you can do right now to be able to remove those people permanently from your life. And you will have the mindset to do it. No, it's going to take some work from you. It is. It is going to take some work. And it's going to be hard. Growth is never easy. It's going to be hard. It is going to be hard. But it is going to be so worth it. And in the end of it all, you will be so grateful that you watched this video today. What you can do too is save this video and come back to it. Should that person ever call you again, or should that person ever reach out and you're not strong enough, you watch this to remember how you're going to feel after. So let's get into today's video. All right. I watched a video that kind of triggered this video today. I watched a video on TikTok, and that's the reason why this video was triggered. Because it brought back so many memories of me allowing people. This woman, she was so mad at herself for allowing her husband to manipulate her once again. And she was taking accountability for her actions, but at the same time, she still felt really stupid in that situation. And I know what it is to just feel like completely stupid. You're so mad at yourself that you're like wondering, like, why do I keep doing this to me? Why do I just keep putting myself in this manipulation situation, in this controlling situation, in this uncomfortable situation? Why do I keep allowing these types of people in my life? Now, back then, when I was younger, and I didn't know how to deal with pain. And that's the whole thing. you will not ever forget the pain that you go through if you allow yourself to process and go through the moments and the highs and the lows and the bad feelings to really experience the pain that somebody's putting you through. Because that pain you will remember, but the reason why you don't remember it and why you keep putting yourself in these situations is because, and only because, when that pain happens, you see it in front of you and it's so scary and painful, you take it and you push it way down and you just forget about it. So then your brain doesn't remember. Your brain doesn't have that muscle memory. There's no muscle memory of pain in there, and that's why you allow that person to consistently come back into your life, because you're not dealing with the pain. You're not dealing with the emotions. You're not crying it out. You're not screaming it out. You're not just, like you're not getting it out your system, and it's just laying dormant inside of you. And that's why each time you go back, each time you allow that person in your life, you feel worse and worse and worse. So let's talk about dealing with that pain. I'll tell you how I dealt with mine. I really truly dealt with mine. First, the first person, when I got, this person was a menace in my life. He used to inappropriately interfere with me and stuff. And I remember I was like, I didn't know back then. I was too young to know how to deal with the pain. But the final time I felt so thing, I was like, I asked the universe, I asked God to never allow me to see this person ever again in my life. And I never saw them again. Ever, 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 ever. And because back then I knew I wasn't strong enough, to really stand up for myself. And I didn't know all the things now that I know that you could have done. I could have gone to the police. I could have, reported him. I could have, done so many things, but I didn't, because sometimes we don't have, back then, there was no social media. There was nothing for you to get information on your rights, on what you can do and stuff. So therefore I was a scared little girl that didn't know, what I can do. Anyhow, but that's not the only way to deal with it. The right way, obviously, yes, you don't want to see that person ever again. But at the same time, the true way that I ended up really, really dealing with those feelings, and I mean truly dealing with those feelings, with all the pain that I went through in my life, was writing it down. Yeah. I didn't go to a therapist. I didn't have a coach. And the first time I wrote down something was in 2018, and when I forgave my grandmother, I realized I had a lot of things that, with my behavior, and I had to work through them. And I sat down one day and I recognized that I was doing a self-assessment. Have you ever done that? Ever done a self-assessment? It's so good for you. And I just sat down and I asked myself, basically, why am I so angry? Why don't I trust people? Why do I have up this wall? Why do I, what's the one thing that really caused me a lot of pain when I was growing up that is making me like this, or that has made me like this? Because I was very argumentative. I mean, granted, yes, I might be loud when I get annoyed, but I don't have that anger like I used to. Well, get me mad because you did something, to really upset me, and on fearsome person, or, then that's a different story. But I mean, the insecurity, that's the word I'm looking for. I was really, really insecure. And I wanted to know what was the reason for all these, for this thing that I was battling for all my life. And it just came to me, you never forgive your grandmother for dying. And that's the first time I wrote anything down. So one day I was going home and I decided to, like park somewhere. I got out my pen, I parked on the street light. I went somewhere that was public, but there were people. And I parked on the street light and I got out my pen and paper and I sat in my car, windows up, doors locked. Went in the back seat of my car and I started to write down all the painful things that happened to me after she died. And I cried and I cried, and I find that writing out my feelings on a piece of paper, I think I had like 2 pages. I wrote it all down and I cried. I mean, like really, really cried. I told her everything that happened. I really, really let it all out at that point in time with that pain that I had. And then when I was finished, I waited till I was off. The next time I was off from work, and I went to her grave and I read that all that pain to her. And then I went to the beach after. I dug a hole in the sand. I took that paper, I burnt it in that hole. And as the fire was going up, like the smoke was going up, I felt the pain of the release. I felt like freedom. I felt like a weight lifted off of me. And that was one of the biggest things of healing that I've ever done for myself. Now, after dealing with all those years of pain on that paper, those 2 pages, 2 pages or three, it was back and front. Yeah, it was 2 pages. It was a back and front. Back and front of the page, yeah. Anyhow, and I kind of like wrote like really small. Like when I'm writing fast, when I'm writing slow, I write big. When I'm writing fast, I write small. So it was a lot of words, a lot of pain on that paper. I went through from when she died to all the things I went through, and and I just pour it all out to her. And I must say, oh, this video is going where I didn't even expect it to go. I didn't even think about that. Anyhow, and I must say that going through that, like literally allowing myself to write down all those painful things, read those painful things to her, and then just burn them all in fire and let the smoke go up and releasing it. After that, and after feeling that freedom, I now had to come up with a strategy to be able to deal with situations like this when they come up in my life. So I sat down with a plan and I was like, you know what? From now on, any person that comes into my life that hurts me in any way possible, because one thing, if you're ever in my space, you'll recognize that I am genuinely a very nice person. I'll go all out for my friends. I'll go all out for the people that are close to me. Because I can't say full family. It depends how close you are to me. But I'll go all out for the people that are very, very close to me. That goes for friends and family alike. But when you cross that path, and I feel like if I've been manipulated, I feel that if I've been used, I feel that if this person really hurt me, so that I will go through the pain and I'll let myself experience it. My brain will not shut up. My brain right now, if I go through anything painful, it will not shut up, and it will show me all the things that the person did and all the things that I missed and all the things that happened, and I will go through that pain. And yes, I will cry. Yes, I may scream, but I won't. And that's my brain allowing me not to forget it. And then the next thing that I do is I will remove that person from having immediate contact with me. Yep, I block them. I block them from me completely. I'll block them. I'll unfollow them from social media. I will literally, that person will not have contact with me. The reason why I do that is because this is me now protecting myself from ever going through things like that where I feel like, why did they allow that person back in your life? Because you didn't take full steps and the right steps to be able to get that person removed from your life. You can't say that, oh, I just won't talk to them anymore. But then they'll reach out to you. And you done know. You know that when they reach out to you, you'll answer because you're soft-hearted. You're too kind. You're too always want to be that person that want to help somebody. You always want to be that person that's putting yourself in that other person's shoes. When that doesn't got nothing to do with you. Nothing to do with you. When people hurt you, go through the pain. Experience it. Let that pain be felt in your body and your mind and your soul so that you don't forget it. You don't forget what that person did. And also, when you finish, process that pain. If it's too bad, if it's too much that you can't handle to go through it mentally on your own, write it down. Get a piece of paper, do like what I did and write it down. Write a letter to the person and let them know that what they did. You don't have to give them that letter. You can do like me. Take it, burn it, let it all be released. And after that, literally remove that person from your life. So if it's removing them from your phone, removing them from your social media, just cut all ties of that person ever being able to contact you. Because people that show you that they will hurt you, they will do it over and over and over again. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't ever forgive people. You should. It depends on the person. But, so therefore, like for me, I always believe in giving people chances. I do give people chances. But then when I feel like and you will know, when this person is just going to always treat you this way all the time, or always do this thing to you to hurt you, that person needs to be removed. So why are you keeping them? I want you to go through and listen over to this video so that you can pinpoint what you need to do. Because you might not need to do every single thing that I did. You might need to pick up one part or the other part. But in the end of it all, this video is so that you can analyze your situations so that you don't end up in those same stupid situations with those same bad-minded, evil, rah, 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 people. All the customers that come into my mouth in your life. All right. Oh my God. This video is way longer than I expected it to be. I really hope that you got value today. Start allowing people from taking advantage of you. Start allowing people from hurting you and start suppressing your feelings. Feel your bad feelings so that your mind will remember and remove those toxic people from your life. Thank you guys for watching, and remember to be brave, be strong, and be you. Bye.